Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avron Lefebvre, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Battalion Fun Kink, which is being made in a new factory, and it got a little stiffer. This board features Battalion's medium camber with 3BT and sidekick technology. So medium camber is just traditional camber. So from contact point to contact point you have that arc of traditional camber. That's going to give you all the load, pop, snap, and drive. Now with that 3BT and sidekick, it spoons out the nose. It's going to make it a little less hooky out at the tips. It's going to also help funnel powder out. This board's available in 149, 151, 154, 157, 159 wide, and 162 wide. I rode this board at Copper Mountain on a sunny bluebird day with a couple inches of fresh pow. There was chopped chunder, a little bit of leftover pow as well, and perfect corduroy. And I rode them with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. Since last year, they actually slightly stiffened this board up. It's still a directional twin, so you do get a little bit more flex in the nose, but otherwise it's pretty much middle of the road all the way throughout. The torsional flex is noticeable, but not overly abundant. It does rebound okay. If I had to say anything about the flex, it's just your standard run-of-the-mill middle of the road. Now when it comes to stability, this board actually got more stable through the middle with it being a little bit stiffer. You do get chatter in the tip and it slightly resonates back under the front foot. And if you get into really rutted out terrain, you can get bucked around, so remember to keep your knees bent. When it comes to the snap and pop of this board, you do have traditional camber, so you have to load it up. Now what you put in, you're gonna get back. This board wants to rebound. It's gonna get you up in the air. You're gonna be able to pop off any side hit, launch any cat track gap. You don't have to worry about it. The nice thing about this board is it feels like a board that you've ridden for 100 days and you're gonna always be able to pop off with it. Now when it comes to jumps, small to medium are really where you want to keep it. You could go hit bigger jumps, but I just don't think it has the rigidity for a bigger landing. The nice thing about this board is if you load it up on the lip, you're gonna go pop a little bit further and go a little bit higher. If you're being lazy and you just want the lip to throw you, it's still gonna get you up in the air. You don't have to worry about it. So the butterability of this board is pretty strong. You have an immense sweet spot in the nose and the tail right before the up kick, and you can really lock into this board. Now you got that 3BT and sidekick in there that scoops it out, so that's gonna take any edge catch away from this. You're gonna be able to get sideways and not have to worry about it. The nice thing is that traditional camber will let you pop out of it. When it comes to jibbing, if you lock in on that flat section of the 3BT in your nose or tail, you're gonna do a really sweet press. It's gonna carry all the way through to the end of the feature and then it's gonna snap out. When you go sideways, because this board does have a little bit more torsional flex, you can really feel it lock in. It doesn't clap out, but it really does lock around and it holds till you get to the end of whatever jib you're on. So let's talk about the carving of this board. With the 3BT, it helps with the edge-to-edge engagement. It makes it a little more nimble, and you especially feel that when you're driving from outside the front foot. It rolls super quick from edge to edge. Those tight, quick setup turns, super easy to engage. Now when you go into a more medium or a harder carve, you feel locked in because that camber section is driving down in. The only bad thing that I had happen once was on some real serious ice on my heel side edge, it kicked out on me. Otherwise, this board locked into carves and I was able to just rail it when I needed to. When you're driving it from inside the back foot, pushing your knee into the center and down, you get a lot of power and you can slingshot it out of a turn. Short, tight, quick carves, medium, mellow carves, and long, hard, drawn out carves, it's got you covered with it. You can even lay a deep, hard, aggressive Euro carve if you absolutely feel like it with this board. Now, could you do that all the time? No. Who's this board for? The guy that needs one board to do it all, someone that just wants a directional twin. So here's the thing, I was riding a 154, probably should have been riding a 157. Why didn't I get a 157? They didn't have it, so I had to settle for the 154. Shit happens, we all deal with it. Now with that said, being on the 54 and having ridden the 57 previously last year, I can tell you that this is already stiffer. So going up to the 57, I know that that would translate to a stiffer ride. Overall, that stiffness adds more stability. It gives you a little bit more power. The snap is a little more pronounced with it. Overall, I think it's the right move for this board. Comparable boards, the Jones Mountain Twin, the Ride Shadowband, the Capita Mercury. Binding recommendations, the Battalion Astro Asim, the Ride C6, the Bent Metal Transfer. This has been my review of the Battalion Fun Kink. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you gonna buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you wanna support us further, swing on over to angrysnowboarder.vip and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avron Lefebvre, and until the new guy beats me up and usurps power, more, I will be your host, and I'll see you in another video.